great night for Lake Conference boys basketball on CCX. Number 5 Hopkins comes to Wayzata to take on the number 7 Trojans. Hello and welcome to Wayzata High School in Plymouth. John Jacobson along with Ryan Iverson. Ryan, always a good matchup between these teams. Last year, Wayzata swept Hopkins and went on to the state championship game where they lost in the final, but it's always a good matchup, right, between these two?
It's always great because you got a ton of talent. You got some young talent, you got some older talent, 2 great coaches. They both won state championships, so I just love this rivalry. I love being here, love being a part of it, and I expect this to be a great installment in another really competitive year in the Lake Conference.
By Hopkins standards, they were down last year, and mind you, they still won 18 games, but they're 18-10, got bounced in the section semifinals. This year, they're off to an 11-1 start, really having a good year. Young team, some really young talent, but it is talent.
Well, and as we'll talk about, they have an amazing freshman, they have an amazing sophomore who score a big chunk of their points, so you might have a little growing pains, but man, are they fun to watch. They play so hard, and they're going to be there this year. I think they might even be ahead of schedule. Their only loss this year has come to a really good Orono team early in the year. Otherwise, they've beaten some really good competition. So young, old, it doesn't matter. They play, and they play hard.
Wayzata got off to an 0-3 start. We were here for that second game of the year against Lakeville North, but you look at the 3 teams they lost to, Eastview, Lakeville North, both ranked in the top 10. Lakeville South is 8-3 right now, and they've won 7 straight since.
They had that tough start, and I think Coach Schnettler probably loved that. Like, let's get challenged right off the bat. Let's see where our shortcomings are, what our weaknesses are. And in typical fashion, they've reeled off 7 in a row against good competition, too. They've beaten some good teams. So they're riding a 7-game winning streak. This is a rivalry game. You're going to get the best, I think, from both teams.
Let's look at our key players, starting with Hopkins. Ryan talked about their young backcourt and young talent. Jaden Moore, just a freshman, averaging nearly 23 points a game.
Yeah, listen, my son is a freshman as well, John, so I've seen Jaden play since he was a 3rd grader. He's a tremendous player, but he has taken it to another level this year. So athletic, so quick, tough, but what I love, he's a great passer too. He scores almost 23 a game, but he will get everyone involved. Just a really cerebral player too. A lot of fun to watch. I'm excited to see him in person here tonight.
And for Wayzata, an underclassman as well, really being highly recruited, the junior Jackson McAndrew.
Yeah, averaging 16 a game. He shoots almost as good as your new shoes. Look, which at some point tonight in the broadcast, we're going to get a shot of those shoes you have on. I love them. But Jackson's a 6'8" shooter. You can't really defend that, right? He can get his shot off really almost whenever he wants to. His biggest thing is just moving without the ball to find those open looks. And as teams start to get physical with him, can he make a move? Can he put it on the dribble? Maybe get a pull-up jumper? But he's had a great year, really highly recruited and deservedly so.
First of at least 2 meetings between the Trojans and the Royals this season. We'll tip it off in a moment. It's Hopkins Wayzata boys basketball next on CCX. CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV. It is tip-off time for Lake Conference boys basketball. The Hopkins Royals and the Wayzata Trojans. Top 10 matchup in Class 4A. Hopkins in white and Wayzata in the blue with the gold trim. It'll be McAndrew, Jackson McAndrew. You look at the starting lineup. Hayden Tibbetts, Jake Schmitt, Spencer Hall, Jackson McAndrew, and Isaiah Hopkins for Wayzata. Jaden Moore, Anthony Smith, J.J. Semenko, Vincent Hilsheim, and Jacob Rothman for Hopkins. And the opening tip controlled by Hopkins. And we talked about Jaden Moore with Anthony Smith, another big score for them as they get an early basket. J.J. Semenko with the first points of the game tonight.
Yeah, nice set design play off of the jump there. Little dribble action back door. And that's the one thing Wayzata's missing this year is rim protectors, John.
McAndrew missing on the three and going up for the shot and getting fouled is Spencer Hall. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, and he's a guy last year that really came on late. You and I did a number of their games, and he played so well and got off to a little bit of a slower start. Kind of come back on here. He's such a good athlete, strong. You can see a really good rebounder. They need him, I think, to score, especially in a game like tonight where, you know, the points are going to be in the 80s, maybe even into the 90s. They're going to need Spencer Hall to be in double figures.
The Hopkins, a team even more so than Wayzata, although they both score a lot of points, that have really pushed the pace this year and have had most of their games in the 80s, scoring-wise.
Right here, Jaden Moore is a big reason why. When you can put the ball in his hands in the open floor, he's so quick, and he's such a good decision maker, too.
Smith off into the corner. Semenko back to the corner on the pass. Patient possession here for Hopkins. One thing we haven't talked about yet is the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Wayzata. Next year in Minnesota, the 35-second shot clock comes into effect. But in Lake Conference, they decided to adopt it a year early. So it's in effect here tonight in this game as we're under 10 on the shot clock here. With 5 more. A little too strong. Offensive rebound, a reset, and the follow-up is up and good. Vincent Hillsheim, the 6'6 senior, had a good year, averaging nearly 16 a game, gets his first 2.
Yeah, and he's really been good. He's been great, actually. Efficient, makes his shots down low. That time got the rebound. He's a physical player.
3 ball in and out on the shot from Hopkins. Rebounded by Wayzata. They get another try at it. Here's Tibbetts. McAndrew for 3. That comes up short. Moore and a hand on it. Hall gets his hands in there. Gets the loose ball. Hillsheim blocks it out of bounds.
Well, how about Spencer Hall keeping 2 possessions going just by sheer hustle here. McAndrew gets a good look. He's got that quick, good release. That's a shot Wayzata wants. And Hall just battling for it.
Off the inbound. Put in for 2 by McAndrew.
Well, and I like that, too, for a shooter. Sometimes you miss your first couple of threes. Get an easy look. Seeing that ball go in, sometimes that can do wonders for your rhythm.
Moore, dribble drive, skip pass across. Anthony Smith, short on the 3. McAndrew didn't have the numbers and pulls it back out. Lob down to Hall, trying to reverse the layup. Came up a little short on that. Hopkins will push it the other way. Smith almost spun out of control in the corner. Back out. 3 reined in by Semenko, averaging 9 points a game. Has already got 5 tonight.
Yeah, and only a sophomore at 6'3". He's got great length. He can shoot from the outside. He can rebound and score inside as well. Kind of does it both.
So the last couple of baskets.
Yeah, and I like that. Just nice. And McAndrew to use that size down low. That's huge. And again, contested shot, not an easy shot. And Semenko knocks it down.
Inbound here by Hall, the hop tee. McAndrew, Jake Schmitt, number 10's in the game for Wayzata. A little spin move by Hall, soft touch, not good. Out to Hopkins, he'll put it on the floor. They work it around quickly. Hall out to McAndrew. The basket pull up on the baseline. What a smooth shot.
Yeah, I love too. I mean, his offense, a lot of the games has just been catch and shoot threes, and he's such a good shooter. You see the defense is going to run at him. If he adds that consistently to his game, that's huge.
3-point shot for Jacob Rothman. Off the mark, McAndrew leads the team in rebounds with another board. 7-6 Hopkins, just over 3 minutes in. The pace already fast. Rothman with the steal. Gets it back out. Set and shoot 3. Not good for Smith. Rothman back out. Semenko will put one up. That one rolls out. Rebound by Schmitt. Front court ahead to Tibbetts. Hayden Tibbetts back to the trailer. Hall to Hopkins. Baseline trying to get it across, and Moore with the steal, and he's fouled by Schmitt.
Yeah, those cross-court passes, anything like that, the defense for this Hopkins team, so opportunistic. They're going to play those passing lanes, and nothing gets them more energized than getting those easy transition baskets from their defense.
First Trojan team foul. Number 4 for Wayzata, check in.
Now we get our first substitution. Nick Benega. I'd said Schmitt was off the bench. Of course, he was in the starting lineup. Benega into the lineup. Now for the first time tonight, little floater up and in. Jaden Moore's got his first basket.
And you see how quick his first step off the dribble, and he can explode. Nice little floater there into the basket.
Tibbetts all the way to the basket. Couldn't get the ball to drop. Well, Hopkins really likes to push it up. They do not waste any time. Corner three, dropped in by Anthony Smith, averaging 23 points a game. The sophomores put his team up by 6.
He can really shoot it. You can see they go from defensive rebound to open 3 in about 2 seconds. So transition defense is paramount when you're playing against Hopkins.
Corner 3, Schmitt, too strong. Rebounded by Hillsheim. Moore, locked out of bounds by Hall.
He just puts so much pressure on you defensively because he's so quick. You got to stop the ball. If you don't stop the ball, help has to come, and that's when he's so great at finding the open shooter too. Really tough to defend in the open court.
Jake Birkeland, a 5'8" senior, number 5. Ben Schaefer, 6' junior, number 3, in for Wayzata. Lob in the inbound to Hillsheim. Nice little move. He's got the size and the soft touch to be able to do that.
Well, did you see how he just calmly got into his position, wasn't rushed, just got to a great spot, that little jump hook. He knows no one on Wayzata is going to be able to defend that, and just really nicely done.
Into McAndrew. Quick passes on the perimeter. Birkeland had it knocked away. Steal for Hopkins again. Moore, pull up 3. Too long, rebounded by Birkeland.
And that's one area of Jaden's game he's really worked on. You can see confident to shoot that in transition there.
McAndrew can't get the 3 to go. Moore throws it ahead for Smith. Step back, tough baseline shot. Not good. Hillsheim rebounds in traffic, puts it up, not good. McAndrew with the board. I'm tired watching this first 6 minutes.
You got to be in shape to play this way, for sure.
Hall. Are we going to get offensive foul? Referees conferred. Smith held his spot. Hall gets charged for his first foul of the night. Second team foul.
Yeah, nice job by Anthony Smith there holding his ground. Spencer Hall is not a small guy. You can see him definitely outside of that circle. It's one of the hardest things to do, John, as a scorer, is your momentum's carrying you forward. If you can just stop and go straight up and down, but it's so hard to do.
Rothman. Adam Moore. And a little bump by Schaefer. A draw whistle.
Judging personal number 30, Ben Schaefer is first. 13 foul.
Jaden Moore, bring it up. He played last year as an 8th grader. Just seems so more, a little bit bigger, just more confident in his game, right? And now you got a little more to the basket and 1. Hillsheim scores. And Hopkins students who have made the journey here are excited about that. Hillsheim already with 6 points, bringing in a timeout for Wayzata.
And just nothing fancy, right? Caught it in that mid post. Nice slow shot fake, get the defender up, and you see he's got a great first step too for someone of that size. Look at that shot fake, step through. And that's one of those, if you're a guard coming over to help, if you are going to foul, you got to make sure you get his arm, and you don't want to give up a 3-point play. You can see Hopkins just so good from really every level. They got shooters, they got posts, they got length, they got transition. Tough to defend.
I was starting to say about Jaden Moore, now you get a year into the program, and I think the seniors he had last year are gone. You've got a little more of a leadership role, even though you're still just a 9th grader, right?
Well, and it's tricky as an 8th grader, even if you're phenomenal, to tell seniors, guys that are 5 years older, what to do, right? But now this year you can see he's bigger, stronger, directing traffic out there, and Coach Novak has given him the ball, and hey, you go make the plays, you make the right decisions, and his teammates have responded. I think he's earned their trust, and you can tell this is command of the game with this team.
Three-point play completed by Hillsheim. And it's 17-6, Hopkins.
And this is where Wayzata's got to match here. You don't want to let Hopkins get a 20-point lead on you. You want to keep it close. Slow it down a little bit.
Almost a steal for Semenko. Hall able to get through traffic and draws the foul.
Nice just a little hesitation there. The defense opened up and then he went right through it. Again, great strength. See that little hesitation there, and then he kind of ripped the ball through.
Semenko's first foul, 2 team fouls on Hopkins, 4 already on Wayzata.
What I like Spencer Hall too for this team is sometimes Wayzata very 3-point reliant, right? And you know, we've seen for years be one of the best 3-point shooting teams in the state. But if they're having a game where they're not hitting that shot, you got to be able to have the ability to get to the rim, to draw fouls. And Spencer Hall is that, along with Hayden Tibbetts as well. Does such a great job of getting to the basket.
Hall has made all 4 of his free throws tonight. It's 17-8. Nice bounce pass. Smith crawled over the rim and then fell out. McAndrew another board.
Yeah, that was the same play we saw in the opening tip, right? Dribble drive, back door, and got another good look. Just weren't able to capitalize.
McAndrew into the hands of Schaefer. Guarded there by Rothman. Baseline drive. Hall. Back out. Schaefer thought about the 3.
Nice
now McAndrew.
look.
3 from the corner. Too strong and rebounded by Hopkins.
Great offense. You got a great look for a great shooter, uncontested. Those are shots you just got to be able to knock down.
Jaden Moore's shot, not good. Rebound pulled down by Benega. Here's McAndrew, and he's fouled.
Yeah. I just love that he's showing that shot. You can see scouting report is close in on him. Do not give him a wide open 3, and he's just showing it and being able to use that quickness for a guy of his height. Look at that fake rip through. I love it. That's him becoming more of a complete offensive player. You see why Big Ten schools are in here watching him a lot too.
First one up and in. Fouls on Rothman, his first. Schmitt and Tibbetts back in along with Drew Nebstead, 6'3" junior, number 24 for the first time. Hopty getting ready to check in for McAndrew and will now. So 4 points in a row here for Wayzata, back to within 7.
The other thing too, Hopkins coming out strong too. When you're on the road and you get off to a strong start, sometimes you silence the crowd a little bit, the energy.
Hopty whistled for a foul, thought he had played good defense, and Coach Schnettler didn't like it. Here's a look at Brian Schnettler, state champion a couple of years ago, state final last year.
If you talk straight winning percentage, John, these 2 coaches the last 9 years have to be 1 and 2, or at least both in the top 3 or 4. Both of these programs consistently winning at such a high level.
No doubt. And they've won state championships recently. That's Ken Novak. He's won a few.
34 years, unreal. Like we always say when we do Hopkins, I mean, it's hard to get a state championship, but it's even harder to stay at the top and to keep kind of reinventing and changing your styles depending on your talent. That's one thing Coach Novak, I thought, has always done a great job, is he will adapt year to year based on the talent and the kids they have.
Long 3 from Anthony Smith. Hopty, good block out. Stayed in front of Hillsheim. Here's Tibbetts. Jumper up, not good. Ball slapped to the sideline, kept in bounds. And here comes Moore again. Shovels it off. Semenko back to Jaden Moore. I'll reset here. Smith across to Rothman. Corner. Smith back out, and it's tipped and intercepted. Nebstead into the hands of Tibbetts. Hopty thought about the 3, hands off instead. Schmitt. Hopty will shoot this 3 ball. Had a good look, not good. They got the rebound back. Schmitt puts it up, that won't go. Tipped back out again. This time it's Tibbetts with the basketball. Shot clock resets again.
Great hustle by Hopkins, keeping those possessions going. Wayzata again getting good looks. They just aren't able to knock him down.
Yeah, and shooting's not been there yet. Schmitt almost fell out of bounds. To Hopkins, another corner three. That one missed, and this time Hopkins gets the rebound.
And that's one of those tricky ones. Was as a coach, you're getting the shots, you're getting the creation and the spacing that you want. Just got to knock those down.
So we stay at 17-10 as we pass the halfway point of a half. A little out of control there. Smith missed the shot.
Oh, they got numbers. Yeah, they got numbers. They got to be able to capitalize here. 5-on-4.
Tibbetts. Hopkins got back defensively. Ball tipped away. Benega step through, kicks it out. Schmitt for three, not good. Rebounded underneath. Nebstead up, that won't go. And Semenko rebounds. And a steal by Schmitt for Wayzata. A little sloppy here in the last couple of possessions on both sides, either missed shots or turnovers. Hopkins. This one, that won't go. And we're going to get a foul. Whistled against Nebstead after the missed three by Benega. Boy, it's just not going.
No, but to your point, the pace from one end to the other. Wayzata doing a great job of driving, getting into the middle, and finding the open guy, and they are getting really good looks. They just need to get that lid off. And I'll tell you, I've always thought this for last year and this year, their offense really goes as Hayden Tibbetts goes, right? And he's so quick. If he's able to generate some scoring and getting into the paint, and sometimes it's just getting a couple of easy ones to fall, and then all of a sudden the momentum really comes back to your side. But they're getting good shots. They just got to knock them down.
Davian Hart, a 6'2 sophomore, number 11, in for Hopkins. Moore to the basket. What a great move.
Yep. Just so quick and strong, too. You see him not backing down with any length down there, just attacking that rim.
Tibbetts averaging 15 and a half. He's not scored yet tonight. It's a back out to McAndrew. Trying to attack, ball tipped, and Hopkins whistled for a foul. Hands coming in on him.
I'll tell you what, Jacob Rothman, John, watch his hands. He's got quick hands. Here's that look. Look at it going right at the rim, ripping it baseline. And there's no help on that baseline. So if you can get to it and explode at the rim, you can finish. I'll tell you, Rothman's got a couple. That's his second foul. But he's used those quick hands to deflect a couple guys going up for shots.
He comes out, number 15, Thomas Okemwa. 6-foot senior guard in for him. Inbound twice. They've done that now to McAndrew, and he's able to score twice on that play.
I like that. Just a quick read. The defender's back is turned. McAndrew's doing a nice job getting great position. And again, you get a scorer to get a couple of easy ones like that.
Hillsheim to Smith. Rises up, baseline, short on the jumper. And then Smith coming from behind. Thought he had a steal. He came from behind Hall, instead whistled for a foul.
Yeah, that looked to be a lot of ball there, didn't it? Sometimes it's just how it looks. But you can see this. Yeah, I mean, that's a little arm, little action there, but that was a lot of ball.
Lob in to McAndrew, and they'll bank this one in. He's got 10 of their 14 points.
Well, and 6 of them have come on those easy underneath out of bounds catches. That one, if you're going to front him, you got to have help over the top. And I like how Wayzata's changed up here a little bit, using McAndrews in the post, getting some easy buckets.
Three ball long. And rebounded by Hopkins into the hands of Spencer Hall. Hall attacking. She's strong. Rebounded by Hart. Moore saw the defender Hall coming from behind. Now will attack himself. Rises up with a shot. Not good. Underneath Hillsheim. Little ball fake. Had a rip knocked away. Hart gets it back for Hopkins. And then we get a foul on Hopkins.
Great move by Jaden Moore. You see how quick he is. Got a good look. Stayed with it. Great effort, isn't it? I mean, both teams played really, really hard. Look at that, just a great little shifty move. Kind of that awkward spot. You don't know if you want to bank it or not. And there's great fighting. Here's some Good hands, too, by Schmitt. And just great effort all the way around.
The foul on Hopkins is his second and the 17th foul, triggering the 1-and-1, and Hart.
Well, and I think that's big too, John, because Hopkins got the length, right, to disrupt defensively. We've seen him get a number of offensive rebounds, keep possessions going. So that's big, him picking up that second foul.
Hart makes the second free throw as well. Back to a 7-point lead for Hopkins. Berkland waiting for McAndrew to come open. He does, and he knocks down the three.
I'm telling you, you get a couple easy looks, John, as a scorer and as a shooter. You got your rhythm. That time he stepped back, nice little flare screen, right into rhythm, and that one you knew was good right from the release.
He's got 13. Spencer Hall, the other 4. That's all the Wayzata points so far. Moore. Pull-up three, not good. Ball tipped into the hands of Hall. Off to Tibbetts. Trying to go to the corner to Berkland, who saved it, but right to Semenko.
Oh.
Back ahead to Hart. Hart, a little awkward shot.
Oh.
And an offensive foul.
I thought, if anything, there might have been a carry there before that, and that one, it looked like both people were moving.
Jake Schmitt draws the charge.
There was a little bit of a carry, but that, I almost feel like that should be a no call, don't you? It looked like both people were moving, but you love Schmitt stepping in, sacrificing his body. Coach Novak, I know he wouldn't like that one. I don't blame him necessarily.
Tibbetts for three, knocks it down, then he gets on the board.
And he's such a great player. I think him seeing that ball go in, little confidence. And I'll tell you what, Brian Schnettler, you got to look at how well you've shot, how many shots you've missed, and to only be down 1 right now, I think you got to feel pretty fortunate.
Hopkins uses its first time out here. 6-0 run quickly for Wayzata.
Yeah, nice little in and out. Schmitt. Tibbetts just, God, how good was he in the playoffs last year, right? It was just like the little Energizer bunny. His energy and his relentlessness is never backing down. That's big for him because Wayzata's able to stay only down 1 really with Tibbetts. That's his first shot he's made. So you got to be feeling pretty good right now if you're Wayzata.
You and I each had a chance to talk briefly to Carter Bjerke. He's a 4-year player, 5-year player here for Wayzata before tonight's game over at St. Thomas, redshirting now, and good to see him again. He says, I haven't played this game in 4 years. He missed it. He had to come over.
I wonder if Coach Schnettler could sneak him an old jersey. I bet they could use him. He was such a great high school player, and St. Thomas, in their second year playing Division I, and Carter redshirting, but he's going to have a great career there.
So Hopkins lead down to 1. Semenko, rainbow three.
That was with Hall right in his face. He's listed at 6'3". He looks a lot longer than that. You can see he's got that high release, able to get his shot off kind of whenever.
McAndrew into traffic into Hall. Off of Hopkins. It'll still be Wayzata basketball.
Well, we saw Hopkins give up an easy basket over the top. That time they did a great job of fronting and then having help. There's a look at that tough shot.
Ball knocked away. Schmitt getting it back into the hands of Hall. Spin move, tough shot, and he'll go to the line.
Yeah, good strong move, and again they're getting someone on Hopkins reaching in on that, not on the big guy, not on the primary defender. Oh yeah, they did get him, yeah. And that's one of those, that's such a tough shot. I know it's hard for a defender to not slap down and reach on that, but if you can just play with your hands up, make them hit a difficult shot instead of sending a really good free throw shooter to the line.
First foul on Hillsheim, team fouls even at 7 each. Hall misses from the free throw line for the first time tonight. It's 24-21. Hopkins by 3. Jaden Moore. This pass off to the hands of McAndrew and out of bounds.
Yeah, kind of caught hanging in the air there. I think he was waiting for someone to cut, and it never happened, but they got bailed out there with a tip.
Nick Benega, Ben Schaefer back in for Wayzata. Moore will inbound to Okemwa. Hillsheim up over McAndrew, too strong, and McAndrew rebounds and almost lost in the backcourt, but Tibbetts recovers.
McAndrew did a nice job just using his length to make that a hard shot, right, and do it without fouling.
Benega 3 is good.
You've seen a couple go in. Sometimes that's all it takes is get one shot to go down, and then it becomes contagious.
Walking foul whistled against Schmitt. That's his second, and to the line for the 1-and-1 will go Okemwa.
Yeah, and Hopkins so hard to guard, John, one-on-one, because they space the floor and they all attack, and so you're constantly helping and recovering, and then you got pressure constantly with the dribble drive, and so you get caught in some positions where you lose a half a step, you use your hands, and hard not to foul against this offense.
And it's in, they'll get the bonus. Okemwa's first point. Second one grazes the rim. McAndrew rebounds. He's got to be close to double digits in rebounds already.
Yeah, he's had a big first half.
Wayzata trailing by 1. Down to 3 minutes to play in the first half. McAndrew 3. This one spins out.
Yeah, I like that set play. It looks like he's setting a down screen. He ends up flaring and he's gotten a couple of good looks out of that action.
Semenko, another corner 3. This one won't go. Tipped around by Hillsheim. He's in some traffic. Frees himself up. Missed on the shot. Rebound by Smith. Turnaround. That won't go. Moore up, and he'll go to the line.
We saw earlier in the game Wayzata getting a lot of second, third chance opportunities. That time Hopkins does a great job of attacking the glass, getting about 3 or 4 looks out of it, and the freshman comes out of it.
First foul tonight on McAndrew. First time to the free throw line tonight for Jaden Moore.
What I love too, you see guards will get offensive rebounds. They hesitate, they try to go up, like get it, and you go right back up. Referees are going to reward you oftentimes. And Moore gets 2 free throws out of it.
Nebstead in for McAndrew. Second one, not good. 2-point game. Tibbetts in some trouble, back off to Hall. Oh, and then Tibbetts cut and Hall threw it behind him.
Yeah, and press too, both of these teams defend really well. Aiden Tibbetts is one of the quickest guys you're going to see, and Hopkins done a nice job of just keeping him out of the lane, not letting him get easy layups, whether it's with one defender or bringing a help defender over there.
Smith zips it across, opposite corner to Okemwa, now into Moore's hand. Semenko, shot fake, baseline jumper. Good looking shot, wouldn't go though. Okemwa. That's not good. Tipped out of bounds off of Wayzata.
Yeah, you can see right now Wayzata just not much length or size out there as McAndrew gets set to check back in. Hopkins pounding the offensive glass here.
Moore getting it into Smith. Okemwa attacking, can't get the shot to go. Well, tipped around. Okemwa got a hand on it, gets a hand on it again. A nice save to get it to Moore. Oh, the Nova pass to Hillsheim. Not good. McAndrew rebounds.
Great effort by everyone, especially Okemwa there.
Tibbetts, McAndrew, a long 3.
You got to have an awareness on where he is. Great job by Tibbetts to set him up, get him an open look.
More shot spins out. Now Hopkins, the role Wayzata was in several minutes ago.
Can't get it to fall.
Right, can't get a shot to go in.
Yeah. How about McAndrew with 16 here in the first?
Tibbetts, 3-ball is good.
And that's why Wayzata is so dangerous, and that's why they're on a 7-game winning streak. They can really, when they get going, the way they move the ball and shoot the three is as good as anybody. And now they're starting to fall after the first few minutes. They couldn't buy one.
Smith's shot's not good. McAndrew another rebound. Tibbetts ahead for Nepstead. And to force that one a little bit. It's a turnover for Wayzata. Smith back to the front court for Hopkins with 35 seconds to play in the half.
Yeah, and that's what you want back, right? You could have held the ball maybe for the last shot. Instead, turnover, give Hopkins a chance here.
Ryan's going to hear from both of our coaches at halftime. Down to 20 seconds to go, 14 on the shot clock. Moore, and McAndrew blocks it out of bounds. Nine seconds on the shot clock, 14.8 on the game clock. Jaden Moore inbound, Semenko, 3, not good. Wayzata rebounds, under 10 to go. Benega, too strong. Nepstead turns around, not good. McAndrew underneath gets fouled.
Hopkins, number 15, Vincent Hillshire, his second.
Fouls on Hillsheim, his second. So McAndrew to go to the line for 2. He's already made 2 free throws tonight. He had about as good a first half as you could have. 17 points, about 10 rebounds in one half of basketball. The trainer over on the Hopkins side. Ken Novak, I'm not sure what has happened here, or Jaden Moore was bent over, or are they getting the administration over? Maybe not a trainer. Getting the Wayzata administration over, perhaps. There's a problem with some of the Hopkins fans. I didn't see anything. Of course, I can't hear everything. That's more likely what happened, that the referee called Megan Potter over. So the free throw's good. Final seconds, chance for one last 3 put up by Moore and missed. And we are out of time in the first half. Well, a great start for Hopkins, but Wayzata comes on strong late. And it's the Trojans that take a 6-point lead into halftime here at 32-26. And Ken Novak still having words at halftime. Coach Kerry Sutherland comes over and has a word with one of the officials. So at first I thought it was an injury, but it was something with the Hopkins fans that caught the attention of the officials. And so we'll take a break. We'll come back. More of our first half highlights and more of our game tonight. Wayzata Hopkins basketball on CCX continues in a moment. 32-26, Wayzata leads Hopkins at halftime here at Lake Conference Boys Basketball. A strong start for Hopkins and a strong finish for Wayzata. Let's look at highlights from the first half of play here. As I mentioned, a lot of Hopkins early in this game. Jaden Moore, nice bounce pass, and the early hoop just seconds into the game by J.J. Semenko. Finished with 8 points, and then Semenko with the outside three-pointer. Moore pushing the pace. Anthony Smith releasing, not down. Only his only basket of the first half. He's averaging 22 a game. Jackson McAndrew had a great game, both inside and outside, able to score off set plays inside and be able to knock down those outside threes. Hayden Tibbetts got a couple of good looks and able to score. And then the baseline three and corner three knocked down by Nick Benega. McAndrew a long three. And Wayzata has a 6-point lead at halftime. 32-26. Let's go down to Ryan standing by with Brian Schnettler.
Hey, Coach, up 6 at half. After the start, shots weren't falling. You got to love how you finished that first half.
Yeah, defense kept us in it. I thought we did a really good job of, for the most part, keeping Jaden Moore out of the paint and contesting Anthony Smith's shots. And that and rebounding is what it's all about on that end.
And they're so good in transition. They push the ball. Is that an emphasis, just stopping the ball, getting back in transition?
If we can make them have to play in the half court, that's the game right there. So hopefully this half we can run great offense, and that takes away a lot of transition opportunities. But we got to get back and stop the ball.
Last thing, Jackson had a big first half with 18. Anything different, or did he keep feeding the well?
Nah, he's been getting better day after day, and we're going to need another big half out of him.
Awesome, thanks. Good luck in the second half. All right, back to you, John.
All right, thanks, Ryan. There's a look at our leading scorers for Hopkins. Semenko with 8, Hillsheim with 7, and Moore with 5. I mentioned Moore and Smith, between the two of them, averaging nearly 46 points per game, have combined for just 8 in the first half tonight for Hopkins. Jackson McAndrew with 18 to lead Wayzata. Hayden Tibbetts with 6. Spencer Hall with 5 points for Wayzata. We'll take one more break. We'll come back and start the second half. The Royals and the Trojans on CCX.
CCX Media, your source for great local programming, is now available on Roku and Apple TV. Our free app allows you to stream all 3 of our channels live. You'll also have access to a large on-demand library, including daily newscasts and full sporting events. To find the app, go to the store and search CCX and download our free app. Then sit back and enjoy all of your favorite local content. Now available on Roku and Apple TV.
Kenneth Junior's team trailing by 6. We get ready for the start of the second half, and they had a lead 7 to 9 points, Ryan, for a good chunk of that half.
Yeah, they trail, and I'll tell you what's really impressive is holding them to 26 points. Coach Schnettler alluded to their defense. They're so fast-paced. We've seen them score in the 80s, 90s, even up to 100. So, yeah, I think Hopkins had to regroup at halftime, get back to really pushing the ball and getting some good looks. They're so potent offensively.
So, first possession of the second half to Wayzata. Yeah. They go right to Spencer Hall. We talked about what a good inside player he is. He's not terribly big, but boy, he plays bigger than that 6'3" frame, doesn't he?
He does, and I love that because he's being guarded by a freshman, and they put Jackson McAndrew on his side. So if you end up doubling, you got McAndrew wide open for a 3. So it's a great set to start the half with to get a bucket.
Wayzata with its biggest lead of the game now, 8 points. They'll inbound from their baseline. And throw it into Hillsheim. Nobody with more than 2 fouls. Hillsheim and Rothman 2 each for Hopkins. Schmitt, Hobty, and Schaefer 2 each for Wayzata. And there's the first basket of the second half.
And again, just that quick step, and that's a part of his game, that mid-range to the 3-point line. He's gotten so much better at. if he's making that, he becomes really hard to guard.
7 points now for Moore. Hall, 3-ball, not good. Hillsheim rebounds. Moore attacking, kicks it back out. Hillsheim looks at the 3 now, will take it. Not good. McAndrew rebounds.
Yeah, nice job, I thought, by Hopkins that time to stay down on the shot fake. If you're going to force Hillsheim into shots, the contested threes are definitely what you want.
Hopkins a long 3. There's his first basket tonight.
Well, he had some good looks in that first half, a couple that were halfway down. Good to see that one go down for him. And he's a very capable three-point shooter.
And whistle for a block here, coming over in front of Moore.
Yeah, and that's his third.
First team foul of the second half, and Hopkins the first player to pick up 3 fouls in the game. And he's going to pick up another one. Basically the same move that Moore made, right?
Yep.
Hopkins trying to use the sideline as an extra defender. Instead, it's whistled for a second quick foul and 4th foul now. Now he's going to come out.
Yeah, what I want you to see is you can see he's moving. And what you're taught is if you can get that foot planted out of bounds, then you're not moving. Anytime there's contact and you're moving as a defender, they're going to give that one to the offense. So smart play by Moore, and Hopkins just almost in the perfect defensive position.
Jake Birkland in for him now. Moore to Smith, can't get the shot to go. That was a good look.
Yeah.
Wouldn't go. Tibbetts all the way to the basket, can't get it to go, a little out of control. McAndrew's got it, spins out to Schmitt for 3.
Oh, I love that. McAndrew, great rebound. Instead of forcing a contested tough shot, finds Schmitt wide open, giving up a good shot for a great shot.
Tibbetts fouls Moore.
Nice move again. Tibbetts putting that pressure on the defense. Nice little tip. And instead of forcing that, he finds Schmitt, knocking it down. Their second 3 of the second half.
Schmitt averages 10 points a game. That's his first basket here in the half. Moore will go to the line to shoot 2 here. Misses on the first one. Second one is good. Wayzata up double digits here early in the second half. McAndrew off in the hands of Birkland. Schmitt, another 3-ball. Back-to-back threes for Jake Schmitt.
And shooting with confidence again, and no hand up, no contest. I'm so worried about McAndrews getting open, the attention that goes to him. Schmitt sometimes is that last guy, and he's a very capable shooter.
Moore and McAndrew, a lot of contact play on. Hillsheim is fouled. They'll go to the line for 2.
I just love how Hillsheim, his patience down there, isn't it? He doesn't rush it. You can see both guys kind of stand with McAndrew, and that allows Jake Schmitt to get an open look. And look at the patience. Shot fake, a couple of them step through. Love the poise that this guy plays with down low.
Hillsheim misses the free throw.
Oh, that was big too. That was the 3rd foul on Jake Schmitt.
And he'll come out. And Benega in for him.
And Schmidt's coming out with some momentum too, knocking down the last 2 threes.
Hillsheim misses both free throws. Somehow a 14-point game, which you wouldn't have thought would be possible at any point tonight, midway through that first half, right?
Well, if you would have said someone's going to be up 14, you would have thought Hopkins, the way they started the game.
Tibbetts. Oh, he get that shot up. He did get it up, but couldn't get it to go against a much taller Hillsheim. Hopkins rebounds. Moore will push the pace again. Off the glass, too strong. Ball tipped, and out it comes to Benega. Now he'll slow it up, hand it back to Hall. Hall in the corner. Knocked away by Smith, got it back. 3-ball that's good. That's Nick Benega.
That's his second tonight too, right?
His second tonight, fourth for Wayzata in the second half, and a Hopkins timeout.
Yeah, no hesitation whatsoever. That was a pretty good contest. And again, we've said when Wayzata gets it rolling from deep, it's contagious.
They have outscored Hopkins 14-3 in the second half.
And there's Hall, good hands, able to stay with it. And knocked down. Wayzata really stroking the ball here. I think it took them about 14 minutes to get their third three in the first half. Here already, just a couple minutes in, they've knocked down three, up 17. Crowd loving it. Always a good atmosphere when these two teams get together.
I feel like a Wayzata can play like this, they can get back to state again,
Yeah,
right?
No, absolutely. And that's where I think, you know, I think a lot of people saw the 0-3 record to start the year and were like, oh, what's wrong with them? Lakeville North is going to be one of the top 1 or 2, maybe 3 teams in the state. At that time, Lakeville South was ranked in the top 5. And Eastview beat Lakeville North. Eastview's got the length and the talent too. So sometimes, like I said, you lose those 3 games, but you figure out maybe where our weaknesses are, and it allows you to kind of practice and improve. And Wayzata is just one of those teams that you know is going to get better as the season progresses every year.
46-29, Wayzata out of the timeout now. 4 threes and a 2 for Wayzata in the first 3.5 minutes of the second half.
Yeah, and I feel like the pace has slowed down a little bit too, and I think that's into Wayzata's hands. Hopkins so good defensively. You see when they can drive and create.
More attacks but can't finish. Here comes Tibbetts. Quick passes. Another 3 ball. This one missed by Bennigan. Ball tipped. McAndrew underneath. Scoops it up and in.
Well, he did a great job of kind of using his length and really extend that left hand, able to finish.
Moore whistle because he was a little slow to get up.
And McAndrew, that's his 20th point. He's got to have about 13, 14 rebounds too tonight. Good look there. Good fight by Hall and nice finish too. And you can see Jade Moore there go down, but good to see he's okay.
Now a 19-point game. Smith for 3, and that's good.
No, that's huge. He's a guy, you know, I've seen him play in the summer times. He can get as hot as anybody in the state. He's a tremendous shooter and scorer. See if that can spark him and spark Hopkins offensively here.
Averaging 23, he's got 6 tonight. Oh, nice little move and able to get to the basket and finish at Spencer Hall.
Well, I like how Wayzata's making a point of looking at attacking the guards down low. Yep.
Another 3 for Smith, back-to-back from about the same spot.
Yep. And he can get hot. You could see 4 or 5 of those in a row. That's how good of a shooter he is.
Hall baseline attacks, reverse and score.
What a move. A little hang time there too.
That's nice.
Call that the John Jacobson where you hang, finish on the opposite side.
More answers with a 3. 3 triples in a row for Hopkins, 2 from Smith, and now 1 from Jaden Moore.
Remember I talked about the pace slowed down? It's back.
McAndrew pops a 3. That's not good. And Hall steps in, gets the rebound. Still has it. Shovels a pass off for Birkeland. Quick pass is knocked out of bounds by Semenko.
Yeah, the intensity here just ratcheted up the last 2 minutes. Watch this move here. Starts on one side, finishes. Look at his head. Hanging in the air. Beautiful finish.
Could be a candidate for our unsponsored play of the week on CCX. That was a nice basket.
The old Michael Jordan, right? When you start on one side, finish on the other. Nice
down the low, good pass by Hall, finds Drew Nepstead his first basket.
Yeah, Nepstead doing a great job of just being in the right position, able to just catch and score.
Moore in traffic, finds Hillshine, back out. Semenko drags it through and threw it away. Here's Tibbetts. all the way to the basket and scores.
Oh, he did a great job of protecting that ball. Jane Moore's got as quick a hands as you're going to find. He went for the steal. Nice job by Tibbetts to avoid that and finish.
Wayzata doing just about everything well here, Ryan, and start the second half. Moore to the basket. Can't get the shot to go. Rebound. Moore is down back behind the play. He was holding his, I think, right ankle initially. Now just kind of writhing in pain down on the floor. So look at the last Wayzata basket by Tibbetts.
There's the hands coming in. Great job protecting it. Nice finish. Tibbetts so good in the open floor. Here's a look at that drive. Let's see if we can see. My first thought was to look at the ankle. See if he landed on it wrong. You can see him holding the ankle there.
He will have to come out for a minute. Hopkins felt there should have been a foul there. We play on. Moore looks like he's going to be okay, which is good.
Yeah, good to see him walk off there. Hopefully see him back in the game soon.
Oh, McAndrew had cut, but luckily Nepstead able to corral the loose ball off the Brooklyn pass. Now Brooklyn attacks. Ball tipped out of bounds. Off the hands of Hart.
Yeah, Hopkins
and Moore back in.
Active hands defensively. Good to see Jane back in the game.
Schaefer inbounding. Nice steal for a moment. Having his hands on it. Hart now it's a three ball by Schmitt, who's back into the game. Nepstead rebounds. McAndrew will jack up a three and hit.
Great play by Nepstead. Get the rebound. Was looking to score, and then I think he heard McAndrew's voice. Great talk. And McAndrew, you're going to give him a wide open look like that. He's going to knock it down.
27 points for Wayzata in the first 7 minutes of the second half. They lead by 21.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you, Hopkins hit those 3 possessions in a row where they hit threes, but Wayzata answered every single time, so they didn't lose anything.
Schmitt, Brooklyn, McAndrew in the corner. And it was only game 2, and the opponent was different, but Wayzata just looked so much sharper, don't they, tonight than when we saw them in December? And then obviously 10 games into a season makes a difference. But they just they look really good tonight. Even when their shots weren't going in the first half, they were getting good looks.
Well, one of my things coming into this game, John, was Hopkins' physicality defensively. They're not necessarily that tall, but very physical and quick, right, and aggressive. And I wanted to see how Wayzata would respond to that, and they've answered it wholeheartedly and played really aggressive themselves too.
Hopkins takes a timeout. Last foul is on Rothman, his third.
Yeah, up 6 at half. Now up 21. Really come out offensively and just been extremely sharp and really doing it. Surprisingly, one of the other things I thought about too, John, was I thought if Wayzata is going to be able to score with Hopkins tonight, Hayden Tibbetts would have to be one of your leading scorers. And, he had 6 in the first. He's got 2 here in the second. So he's got 8. And Wayzata's still been able to put this many points on the board without him really going off. I think that lets you know how potent they are, how deep they are, too.
Wayzata with 2 more games later this week. They're at Edina Thursday and then home in a non-conference game against Champlin Park on Friday. Hopkins next game at Minnetonka Friday night.
I'll tell you what, that late conference is about as good as it gets depth-wise. Edina not phenomenal, but good. You got Wayzata, Hopkins, Minnetonka is really solid, and Buffalo's good this year too.
Steal by Hopkins. Wayzata's taking really good care of the basketball, Ryan, this half and the second half of the opening half of this game. Smith gets hooked as he drives. It'll be the third foul on Schaefer.
Wayzata foul number 3, Ben Schaefer, his third. Fifth Trojan team.
Lob into Hillshine. And back into the hands of Jaden Moore. And a foul on Nebstead.
Yeah, Jaden Moore, he just puts so much pressure on your defense, doesn't he? I think that's about the fourth hand check he's drawn. He's trying to turn that corner so quick.
It's 6 team fouls on Wayzata here, so there's one positive for Hopkins.
Yeah.
They're in the bonus the rest of the way, but they got a long way to go here. Down 21 with 10 minutes to play. Smith to Rothman. Out high to Moore. Corner 3 for Smith, not good. Moore had a hand on the rebound. Foul up is up and in. That's Davian Hart. Got 4 points in the game off the bench, 59-40.
Man, he's got that good length too, 6'2", but he looks a lot longer than that. Only a sophomore. Again, talk about Hopkins playing a lot of young players. They're only going to get better and better as they get more and more experience.
Benega, Tibbetts, and McAndrew all back in for Wayzata. Semenko for Hopkins. Tibbetts, Schmitt in the corner. Nice bounce pass to Hall.
Yes.
Spencer Hall with 13 now, 8 in the second half. Moore, nice shovel pass underneath. Hillshine in a lot of traffic. Still able to get the shot up and in, and he's fouled. Again, there's that patience you talked about, right? On the inside, didn't rush anything, didn't force a shot. Got his spot and look at it again.
Great shot fake too. Gets that dribble to clear space. Another shot fake. I'll tell you, I watched his game against Eden Prairie last week, and he was so efficient, so good down by the basket. Gives them a really nice in and out presence with the shooting they have on this team.
It's the free throw though, and stay at 61-42. With 9 minutes to go, halfway through the second half. Jackson McAndrew will attack to the rim. Didn't get the shot to go, but he will go to the line for 2 as Semenko fouls him.
And again, I love that he's adding so much to his game, not just catch and shoot from 3. We've seen him off the dribble tonight, offensive rebounding, down low, mid-range. He's kind of showed really the whole gamut.
He's made all 5 of his free throws tonight. Now at 24 points for the game.
Yeah.
Got them both.
Yep.
He'll back to over 20 points for the lead. Moore, tough shot, won't go. McAndrew rebounds.
Oh, good defense there, time without fouling, right? Contesting, staying in front without fouling.
Schmitt to Hall. Tibbetts has it stripped away. Good steal. And we get a technical foul, I think, called here on Coach Snetler. Yes. Or on a player, perhaps.
What did they?
Oh, or is it on a Hopkins player?
Yeah, I think they got it on Jacob Rothman, 14.
He was going by Coach Snetler, and he whistled and threw the tee up. So I thought, okay, it's on him. And interesting. Instead, it's on Rothman. That counts. He's 14 in white.
Did he? Oh, quick hands, good hands.
He must have said something. He didn't see anything there.
Huh.
But he was looking back at Tibbetts. Apparently had to say something, and Tibbetts makes the free throws to get the possession. And for Rothman, a technical is also a personal foul. Counts as a personal foul. It's 4 on him in the game now.
How many times has he gotten the ball with his hands though tonight? He's got really quick hands.
Not a big score, but a pretty good defender. Here's McAndrew. Schmitt for three. Why not? Right?
Well, how
They're
about-
dropping like
How about
flies.
McAndrew could have had a wide open pull up from about 10 feet. Instead, gives up a good shot again for a great shot.
Moore with the shot. That won't go. Knocked out of bounds off of Wayzata.
Yeah, Jaden getting into the paint, getting a good look. Just can't get it to fall.
Pass into Rothman. Moore. Baseline.
Nice.
Reverse. Nice play.
Yeah, nice going hard, stopping, a little shot fake. It gets the reverse.
He's got 13 points. 8 have come here in the second half. Tibbetts to McAndrew for three. That one won't go, and rebounded by Hart. To Moore. Semenko in the corner. Tibbetts had a hand on it. A runner by Moore. That won't go. Hillsheim rebounds. Three ball is good. That's Jacob Rothman's first basket tonight.
Nice inside out, and again, just great patience by Hillsheim. Not to force a tough two, instead finds his teammate, knocks down a three. And there's still plenty of time, John, with the way Hopkins scores the ball, too.
Schmitt, not good on the three. Tipped up by Hall. That wouldn't go. Here's Moore. Rothman sets himself short this time. Out of bounds off of Hillsheim, out of bounds. Hopkins, who got those 2 early fouls here in the second half, has 4 in the game. Now will come back in. And Benega out for Wayzata.
Talk about how good a shape both these teams are in, too.
Right.
I mean, this isn't your normal pace for a high school basketball game, and you don't see guys hanging on their shorts. No one seems tired. He's in great shape.
Well, tipped by Hart, but Hall kept possession. Tibbetts to Schmitt. Out high, McAndrew open three, not good. Schmitt the offensive rebound. Schmitt puts the shot up and in. Jake Schmitt has scored all 11 of his points here in the second half.
Yeah, he's been great, outstanding.
Moore to the basket, not good. Rebound by Hopkins. Schmitt, Tibbetts three ball.
Yeah. Easy basketball. We talked Hopkins transition. That time Wayzata. You push the ball, the defense collapses, and you find a shooter. Tibbetts puts him in at 13 points for the night. 4 guys in double figures. And Schmidt's been a big part of their success here in the second half. Not only scoring himself, but that time setting up his other guard.
I know Coach Novak has been concerned about his team's defensive play overall, and Hopkins and Wayzata is shooting the ball really well, but they're not closing out on some of these shooters either on some of these possessions.
Yeah, I think if you look back, John, remember when Hopkins got out to that great start? It was like 22-9, something in that, right? And I thought offensively they went on a cold spell for about 4 or 5 minutes. Maybe part of it due to Wayzata's defense. But I thought if they could have continued that, maybe put this game away early, right, where it would have been a 25, 30-point game. Instead, I thought the key, Wayzata's defense, it bought them time until their shots started to fall there at the end of the first half. Obviously, second half, they've just really been lights out.
Wayzata had 32 points at halftime, and they have 73 right now.
Yeah, 41 already with still a big chunk of the second half remaining.
Well, there's one timeout remaining for Hopkins. Not that that is going to matter in this game. It's just a little fun fact. 6 minutes to go, a 26-point game. Hillsheim to Rothman. And back out high to Hart. Hart to the basket. And a late whistle and a foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
Yeah, I like Davion Hart. I like how he plays. He's giving them good minutes. Off the bench, good length. Defensively, he's been good. That time, look, see, great extension on getting to the rim. Both of these teams just put so much pressure on the defense because they can all attack and they're all willing to give up a good shot, find a teammate open for an even better shot. And it doesn't happen. You don't see it a lot. It's rare. It's a culture that both of these teams have.
Hart makes both free throws. 73-49 with under 6 to go. Jake Berkland into the front court. Hopkins, one dribble. Down low, McAndrew back out. Schmitt. Not good, rebounded by Hart.
I like what they're doing though. They're going 4-around-1, putting McAndrew down low, forcing teams to double, and
whistle and travel. It's losing his steps there. Was Okemwa. Turnover Hopkins. Wayzata on its way to its 8th straight win. Nice cut by Schmitt. Hopkins found him.
Oh, they're so used to going to the three-point line where you got to defend that. And if you cut, you backdoor, you're going to get some open looks.
Schmitt.
Nice.
Great
Nice
passing, and
pass.
McAndrew with the flush.
Great pass by Berkland. He caught that almost behind the backboard. I didn't know if he's going to be able to catch and deliver that. McAndrew is the recipient for the flush. 27 big ones tonight.
Rothman 3. That is in. Knocked down a couple here late.
That's a 3 for Jacob Rothman.
25-point Wayzata lead. Under 4.5 to go.
Nice cut.
Again, the cut. Hall this time with the basket. They're making the cuts and the passes are crisp, right on the money.
Yeah. You're denying. Here's that look. Watch this pass. Great job by Berkland. And I love how McAndrews caught that and kept the ball high. There's this nice little backdoor cut. You see the foul. And it's an easy game. When you're getting overplayed, you cut. And you got to have the confidence to deliver that. And I thought Spencer Hall's been big tonight.
Hopkins got a hand on it, not out of bounds.
Good hustle. Good hustle.
Number 24, Drew Hempstead, checks in for the Trojans.
Hempstead in for Hall. Rothman. Okemwa. Rothman back to Smith. Smith trying to go baseline. Nice defense by Berkland. Stays in front of him.
Stays in front of him and stays down, right? Smith so shifty. Great fakes, too. You got to stay down on him.
Smith fadeaway shot, and he's fouled. They'll go to the line for 3 as Benega commits the foul.
Wayzata official number 4, Nick Benega.
Anthony Smith is a really good one-on-one offensive player. And I've seen it in workouts. My son Max works out with him. And he is so good. I think it is really a testament to how Wayzata's defended tonight.
Two more coming here for Smith. Got it first 2.
Jake Moore, number 2 for the Royals. Ben Schaefer, number 3 for Wayzata, check back in.
Second one also good, or third one also good. Dozen points for Smith. Hempstead cuts. Nice. Another great find.
Great cut, great find, nice spin, good footwork, finish with the offhand.
Off the turnover, Berkland to the corner, Hempstead. Nebstead, 3 ball is good.
Why not? Great offense again. Multiple passes. Right back to Nebstead. Knocks it down.
I got to believe in the second half that when Coach Nettler looks back at this, not only is he going to be happy with his team's offensive performance just in scoring as Moore scores, not just the baskets, but how many come directly off assists. I mean, they're getting passes that are leading directly to baskets. Hopkins, this one spins out.
Well, you're almost surprised when they miss, right? And
Right.
I tell you, and that's if you can be great shooters.
Moore gets fouled before he put the shot up.
Yeah, you take a look. Watch Nebstead here. Nice cut. Watch the spin and the left-hand finish. Beautiful. And if you're feeling it, right back to him, knocks it down. Why not?
Hopkins is in the double bonus. That's the reason Moore is at the line. The last foul in Schaefer's his 4th.
Number 21,
Anthony Walker, 21 in for the first time to replace Hillshine. Second one is good for Moore. Wayzata, unless they start to hold on every possession here down to the shot clock, has got a chance to get 90 here. Traveling on Wayzata, not if they turn the ball over though.
number 14, Jacob Rothman.
Rothman back in and Smith out. Three ball short for Moore. Gets his own rebound. Attack, shot up and good.
Tough shot. He's really, really good.
Moore with 18 points now. 13 after halftime. Turnover. Moore's got it again. Behind the back, lost it. Rothman gets it,
what a
gives it
pass.
back to Moore. Great pass by Rothman.
Well, that's what you're taught when you're trailing on a break. You never know. Missed shot. Ball gets batted away. He was right there. Beautiful behind the back.
Nebstead finds an open shooter in the corner. Three ball missed. They get the rebound back. Schaefer gets it back, and Bennigan knocks it down. His second three here in the second half and third in the game.
Yeah, he knocked a big one down in the first half. They were struggling from three, and he came in, and he was one of the first ones that got the threes really going for them. He's had a nice game off the bench.
14 made threes in the game for Wayzata. 9 have come here in the second half. Whistle and a foul on Hart. Reaching in on Schaefer. These teams will play again February 10th at Hopkins, and more than likely in section tournament play. Didn't play last year. Hopkins ousted by Minneapolis South in the semifinals before South got blown out here by Wayzata in the section final.
I feel like it's a ritual, girls and boys, in playoff basketball. How many years do we have? Hopkins, the #1 team, Wayzata, clearly the second best team in the state. And those two always meeting in the finals too.
Nebstead in some traffic. Baseline shot around and in. Eli Okochi into the game with the basket.
Yeah, nice pass too. Tell you what, Drew Nebstead has given them great minutes, great energy, great effort off the bench tonight.
Walker on the step through gets fouled. He'll go to the line.
Trojan personal number 3, Ben Schaefer, that's his 5th.
Isaac Olmstead, a freshman for Wayzata, into the game. He's going to be someone you're going to want to watch, John. Another one of the great guards coming up from Wayzata.
Adam Dame, number 31, in as well.
Number 34 checks in, Mike McDuff.
Wyatt Macbeth, number 34, in for Wayzata. Walker makes the free throws. .35 seconds to go. Ball tipped and out of bounds. Pass in from Nebstead here. 24 on the shot clock, 33 on the game clock. Into the hands of Olmsted. The corner. Kochi back to Olmsted. Nebstead, under 20 to play. Kochi, boy, right in his face. Timeout Wayzata to get the successful inbound play. With 12 seconds to go. Ryan will hear from a couple of the Trojans after the game as they improve to 8-3 to drop Hopkins' record to 11-2.
8-3 and 8 in a row. 8 wins in a row. We talked about that 0-3 start. And I'll tell you, every time, especially off of a successful team that they had last year, you got new guys, right? Guys fill new roles. Guys are a year older. And so it takes a little bit of that time to kind of gel and figure out who's in what role. And Wayzata certainly done a nice job of that here and playing great basketball.
Free ball put up as if the game clock was running out, but Isaac Olmsted wanted to get his shot up and did, but falls short with final possession here for Hopkins.
Intense game, wasn't it?
Drive to the basket, Hart misses.
It didn't end up being as close as we thought, but I thought both teams really played hard. Both really fun teams to watch play.
Wayzata really closed out the first half strong, came out strong to start the second half, and it ends up being a blowout. 89-64. Wayzata with the win tonight. To get their 8th win, it's got to give them some confidence going forward into the second half of the regular season. Game 11 for them, and just seemingly playing better and better each game. I mentioned 2 more games for them yet this week. We'll take a quick break. Ryan will hear from a couple of Wayzata players in a moment. Been watching CCX coverage of Lake Conference boys basketball. We're back in a moment. Second half points for Wayzata, and they win it over Hopkins, going away 89-64. Let's go down the floor. Ryan Iverson standing by with 2 Wayzata players.
Well, I'm with Jackson McAndrew and Jake Schmitt. Jake, I'm going to start with you. Off camera, you just said, well, I thought we could have played better. What do you think you guys could have done better, even though you got a huge win tonight?
We can still move the ball better. We can still rotate better on defense, just have better communication. And it's just clearing some of that stuff up that ultimately will get us to our goal at the end of the season.
One of the things coming into the game I said is Hopkins put so much pressure on the defense. They pushed the ball. They got great shooters. They got some size. What was the key defensively tonight?
Don't let them in transition. They're great in transition. They're not so great in the half court, and that's what we limited it to them today.
How about the second half? You come out on fire, knocking down a bunch of threes, 13 points in the second half. Tell me a little bit about what you thought you did well there in the second half.
My teammates did a great job getting me open, finding me while I'm open. My coaches instill confidence in me every time I'm on the court. So it's all them. I just made the shots.
Lastly, you guys, I always say on the broadcast, you give up a good shot for a great shot. You guys are extremely unselfish. Is that something you talk about, you work on every day at practice?
Of course, we preach being unselfish every day in practice. It's what makes us great at the end of the day.
Well, congrats on a great game and a good win. All right, big fella, you came out tonight. I said, in order for you guys to win, you were going to have to score in the 80s. You had to have a monster game. Well, you answered the bell. What'd you think tonight?
Thought it was a good game. Started off a little rough in the first half. Shots weren't going down, but we turned up at the end of the first half and the second and got the job done.
You guys struggled to hit threes early. What I love that you did, you got a couple easy ones underneath out of bounds. You put the ball on the floor. You got some easy ones. Did that kind of open it up for you a little bit?
I think it did because they had to respect the drive, and I got my shot more. And just getting the easy ones helps you get into more of a flow, I feel. Helps you get going.
Well, and I also thought you guys don't have a lot of size. You have to rebound big tonight. I don't know what the final number is, but I bet you had 15 to 18 rebounds. Was that a key for you tonight against those guys?
Yeah, it was definitely something I've been working on like all season too, and especially this game. I'm just working on rebounding because obviously, like you said, we don't have a lot of size, so I need to step in and get a lot of those boards.
So you're a great shooter. There's been talk that you might even be a better shooter than me. When are we going to settle that debate here? At what point?
Whenever you want. I'll be down.
How big was this win tonight? You know they're ranked. You know it was going to rivalry game. How big was this for you guys?
It was a huge one. Big statement game for us. You know, a lot of people coming after the first 3 games underestimated us. I feel like it was a big statement one for us.
Yeah, what do you guys got to do to keep this thing rolling?
Keep playing hard. Keep getting better in practice every day, and yeah, just working.
Awesome. Well, congrats on a big game, buddy. All right. Back to you, JJ.
All right. Thanks, Ryan. Thanks to Jake and Jackson. Ryan is a great shooter, was a great shooter. Well, my money's on 23 in 2023. Thanks so much for watching our telecast tonight. Wayzata, their 8th straight win. They win it tonight over Hopkins, 89-64. For Ryan Iverson and all of our crew, I'm John Jacobson. Thanks so much for watching.